The second Greg slid that folder across the desk, I already knew what it was. Rejection number 12. Same damn folder. Same damn motion. Like it was just another Tuesday. I sat there in that crappy office chair across from him, the one that tilted slightly to the left, like it had for the last 5 years. They never replaced it, just like they never promoted me. Greg leaned back in his ergonomic throne like he ran the damn White House. "It's not the right quarter for leadership changes, Russ," he said, with that smug little grin like we were sharing some private joke. That fake-ass smirk always made me want to crack something. I opened the folder anyway, even though I didn't need to. It was all formality now. "We regret to inform you," yeah, story of my life at apex point. Then he added, "But you've got a strong year ahead. Keep pushing right, keep pushing." "Who got it this time?" I asked, just to confirm what I already knew. "Tyler," he said. "He's really been stepping up. Fresh perspective. Leadership potential. Tyler, the new kid. The guy who needed a tutorial to run a virtual server. The guy who's been here, what, 9 months?" I nodded. Didn't say a word. Just looked down, closed the folder, then sat back and started laughing. Not a chuckle, a full, cracked-out, belly-deep laugh. The kind that makes people shift in their seats. Greg blinked. "Something funny?" I locked eyes with him. "Yeah, me, for believing you for the 12th damn time." His smile dropped. "Quick note, before we keep going, how's your day going and where are you joining from?" He sat up straighter like he suddenly realized I wasn't joking. "Russ, I get it. Emotions run high, but this isn't personal." "No," I said. "You're right. It's not. It's math. I've been here 6 years, cleaned up every fire, trained half the guys you promote, and every time it's a new excuse. This quarter. That client. Leadership potential. Whatever. I think you're overreacting." "Then I guess I've been underreacting for 6 damn years." I stood up, took the folder, and walked out. Not to read it, not to reflect, just to mark the moment. Because I knew, right then, this was the last time I'd let this company play me like that. I walked straight past the break room and out to the parking lot. Didn't even stop at my desk. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, just gripping the wheel. I wasn't mad, not anymore. I was done. My name's Russ. I was 42 when all this started. I worked at a boutique IT consulting firm in Denver called Apex Point. Not a flashy company, but we did solid work. Tech infrastructure, B2B systems, back-end wizardry. Basically the stuff clients only notice when it breaks. For 6 years, I was the guy they called when a server melted down at 2 a.m., or a client threatened to pull $1 million contract over a failed migration. I was the fixer, always the fixer, but never the one they rewarded. I kept a list in my Google Drive. "We need more client-facing experience. You don't have that specific AWS cert. We're looking for more leadership energy." So I did it all. Took on more clients, got the damn certs. Sat through those idiotic soft skills seminars, played nice, smiled, waited. Meanwhile, guys like Jake got the nod. Jake, who forgot passwords like it was his job and missed half his deadlines, but he smoked cigars with the CFO. Then there was Devin. Needed me to rewrite every single pitch deck. I'd fix the architecture, tune the proposal, even walk him through it before client calls. Still, he got promoted. I kept thinking maybe it was me, maybe I wasn't loud enough in meetings. Maybe I should have sucked up more, or maybe my khakis didn't say leadership material. Then came Tyler, new hire, baby-faced Ivy League intern energy. Barely knew the systems, needed a walkthrough just to update firmware, but he played racquetball with the VP. That's all it took. A week after that folder hit my desk, I watched him walk around the office grinning like a damn Cheshire cat, handing out his new business cards. Senior consultant. He offered me one like we were friends. I didn't take it. That's when it clicked. There wasn't a ladder. That's the lie they feed guys like me. Put your head down, do the work, be patient. It'll come. And I wasn't the guy they were ever going to let climb it. Not because I wasn't good enough, because I was too good where I was, too useful, too safe. They needed me to hold the bottom steady so the rest of them could rise, and I let them. For 6 damn years, I played along. Not anymore. I walked back into that office like nothing was wrong, said hi to the receptionist, sat down at my desk, and started planning my escape. I left the office around 6 that night, went straight home, cracked open a beer, and sat in the dark. Didn't even turn on the TV, just sat there in the living room staring at nothing, letting the silence choke the air out. Then I called Pete, my older brother. Used to run numbers on Wall Street, now runs a fishing charter off the Gulf. Walked away from a finance VP job like it was nothing. Bad day? He asked. I'm done, I said. They gave the promotion to the racquetball rookie. Again, he didn't say anything at first, just let me go off. I told him about the 12 rejections, the excuses, the folder, the fake smiles. I said I felt like an idiot for ever believing it would go different. He let me rant until I finally just stopped talking. Then he said, "Then stop giving them your best." I blinked. What's that supposed to mean? It means quit playing the role they wrote for you. You give them everything, and they give you nothing. I can't just stop trying. That's not who I am. Pete didn't even pause. Then maybe who you are is exactly why they keep screwing you. You're dependable, not dangerous. I sat there in silence, beer sweating in my hand. Be dangerous, he said, or keep getting played. We didn't say much after that. He hung up, I cracked a second beer, and laid on the couch staring at the ceiling. Couldn't sleep. His words just kept cycling through my head. Be dangerous. I got up before my alarm. No rage, no drama, just something sharper. I wore the same shirt I wore last week, same jeans, same fake smile. But this time, I walked into that office with a different mission. I stopped chasing their approval. I started collecting receipts. Every single fix I'd ever made, the undocumented patches, the critical scripts, the hidden process workarounds I built when the systems failed, I cataloged all of it. Started a private repo. Backed up everything to a personal drive. Notes, logs, designs, my work, my value, my leverage. I kept showing up. Kept helping clients, smiled through meetings, played the same quiet role. But now I was archiving everything I touched. If Apex Point wanted me invisible, fine. But I'd be invisible with my eyes wide open. And this time, I wasn't giving anything away for free. I called it the quiet exit. Never said it out loud. Just something I repeated to myself on the drive-in every morning. This was about walking away with the whole damn blueprint in my back pocket. Phase 1. Make myself untouchable. I volunteered for every dumpster fire project. The legacy code no one understood, I learned it. The client with a reputation for firing vendors mid-contract, I took them on and made them loyal. The outdated infrastructure in the Midwest accounts, I rebuilt it from scratch, silently, cleanly, without handing off a single piece to anyone else. By month 2, I was the only guy who could fix 3 different systems. I didn't flaunt it. I just made sure the right people leaned on me for everything. Greg thought I was doubling down for another promotion cycle. He had no idea I was drawing a map of their dependencies and how I could take every one of them with me. Phase 2. Build my out. I registered an LLC, Forge Line Consulting. Quietly. No announcements, just paperwork filed and tucked away. I met up with a couple of ex-Apex Point guys who'd moved on and done well for themselves. One was leading DevOps at a startup in Austin. Another was contracting full-time out of Seattle and charging triple what I made. I asked questions, took notes, bought them lunch, and let them talk. The idea for ForgeLine started to form, a lean, independent firm that solved problems fast, without the corporate fluff. Nights and weekends, I started building it. Website, pitch decks, basic brand. Nothing flashy, just professional and clear. Something I could put in front of a client tomorrow if I had to. By month 4, the legal, financial, and technical foundations were done. Phase 3, emotional detachment. That was the hardest part. Tyler got promoted again, to lead a cross-functional team I'd built from scratch. I clapped, I smiled, didn't say a word. Greg pulled me aside that afternoon. "No hard feelings?" he asked, giving me that squint he thought passed for sincerity. "Nope," I said, smiling like it didn't bother me at all. He watched me for a second, waiting for some crack to show. Nothing came, because I was done reacting. They left me off email threads? Fine. I documented the workaround and saved a better version for myself. They pitched my ideas like they were someone else's? Go ahead. I kept the original notes. They gave the spotlight to someone who didn't earn it, didn't matter. The trick was staying invisible. Not too invisible to lose access, but just quiet enough to avoid suspicion. I didn't vent anymore, didn't roll my eyes in meetings, didn't even update my LinkedIn. I just kept showing up and delivering, all while siphoning value out, hour by hour. By the end of month 6, Apex Point thought I was locked in, tighter than ever. But I'd already walked out in my head. All that was left was picking the right moment to make it real. 6 months to the day after rejection number 12, I walked into Greg's office at 9:03 a.m. He looked up, mid-coffee, smiling like we were about to do another weekly check-in. I set a folded sheet of paper on his desk. One sentence, centered, signed. I resign, effective 2 weeks from today. I quit, I said. Just like that. No build-up, no drama. Greg blinked like he didn't understand the words. You what? You heard me. He picked up the paper and read it twice. You can't. You're running the Eastland and Corwell accounts. They depend on you. I can, I said. And they'll manage. Letter says 2 weeks. He stood up. Hold on. Let's talk. You're just frustrated. If this is about Tyler, I cut him off. It's not about Tyler. It's about me being done. That's when the panic started to hit. By lunch, I was in a glass conference room with the COO, some HR rep I barely knew, and Greg pacing like a hostage negotiator. We're willing to make things right, the COO said. Senior consultant, 15% raise, leadership track. Starting now. Too late, I said. I've already started something else. Greg leaned forward. You've already accepted another offer? Not exactly. What does that mean? I smiled. It means you don't have a backup plan. The silence in that room, thick as cement. Greg looked at the COO. The COO looked at me. Russ, let's be real, Greg said. No one knows the back-end structure of Eastland's migration but you. I know. And Corwell's automation system. You built it from scratch. Nobody else even touches it. Also true. Then help us transition. At least give us time to get someone up to speed. I stood up. I gave you 6 years. This is me giving you 2 weeks. I walked out and left them sitting there. You could feel the air shifting. They weren't losing an employee. They were losing the one guy holding their whole tech stack together. Back at my desk, I cleared personal files, wiped local backups, backed up only what I legally owned. I didn't talk to anyone. No big announcement. But by 4 p.m., people knew. You could see it on their faces, whispers in the hallway. Tyler peeked into my office like he expected me to walk it back. I didn't. The next day, Greg asked if I'd reconsider. I appreciate the offer, I said, but no. On day 3 of my notice, Greg knocked on my office door like he was doing me a favor. We've assigned someone to take over Eastland. Need you to train him? I didn't even look up from my keyboard. Sure, I said. My consulting rate's $250 an hour. Silence. Then, you work here, he snapped. For 9 more days, I said. After that, I'm just another contractor. His jaw clenched. He turned and stormed out, muttering something about attitude. By lunch, the panic had moved up the food chain. Turns out Corwell, our biggest client, had gotten wind I was leaving. Their VP called Apex Point's CEO personally. Not Greg, not the COO. The damn CEO. The message was simple. If Russ is gone, we reconsider our partnership. Suddenly, I wasn't the quiet guy in the background anymore. I was priority number 1. Greg came back that afternoon with a whole new tone. Leadership wants to meet, he said. ASAP. I walked into a room with 5 people, 2 of whom had never bothered to learn my name before. We'd like to offer a formal promotion, the COO said. Senior consultant, 20% raise, full client access. I let them finish. Then I leaned back and said, you had 6 years. They looked at each other. Greg shifted in his seat. The CEO tried next. Let's not pretend we haven't made mistakes, but we're willing to make this right. Director level, 30% raise. Seat at the leadership table. You'd shape the future of this firm. I nodded slowly. It's a generous offer, hope sparked in Greg's eyes. But no, just like that. They sat there stunned, like no one had ever told them no before. I'm already building something else, I added. This was never about titles. It was about how you treated people who made you money. Behind the scenes, I'd already filed contracts for Forge Line Consulting with both Eastland and Corwell, had the legal reviewed, terms outlined, everything buttoned up. They didn't know that, not yet. But the look on their faces told me they finally understood. There was no fixing this in 6 days. Later that night, I got a call from Tyler. You serious? You're just leaving? Yep. Dude, they're freaking out. I know. Greg's scrambling to figure out who knows your stuff. I smiled. Exactly. For the next week, the offers kept coming. More money, more perks, a parking spot with my name on it. One guy floated a retention bonus that was higher than my entire last raise. Every time, I said the same thing. No. They had their shot. They used me until they couldn't anymore. Now I was done being useful to them. Time to be valuable to myself. Exactly 1 week after my last day at Apex Point, I got the call. Corwell was in. Their VP said it straight. We want results, not bureaucracy. We signed the contract that afternoon. No back and forth. No middle management dragging it out. Just a direct retainer with Forge Line Consulting. 3 weeks later, Eastland followed. Apex Point tried to block it, claim breach of ethics, started tossing around legal threats like candy. I forwarded them my signed offer letter, the one that had no non-compete clause. Then I called Greg directly. You never had me on one, I said. That was your first mistake. Silence. Just the sound of him breathing through his nose like he was trying not to blow up. By month 3, I had 4 clients. Not just leftovers from Apex Point, new accounts too, all word of mouth, all inbound. I was making more in a month than I used to make in a quarter. But more important, I controlled everything, my hours, my rates, my priorities. I worked out of a co-working space downtown. No receptionist, no ping pong table, just me, a laptop, and real work getting done. That's when I brought on Joel. He used to sit 2 desks over from me at Apex Point. Quiet guy, smart as hell, totally ignored by leadership. I reached out, took him to lunch. You want to work somewhere that actually listens? I asked. He said yes before dessert hit the table. A month later, I hired 2 more, both ex-consultants, both overlooked. One of them told me her last boss took credit for every architecture plan she built. Not here, not under my name. We weren't trying to build a big firm, just a sharp one, focused, fast, respected. I didn't post some dramatic launch on LinkedIn. I didn't rub it in anyone's face. But the numbers spoke for themselves. That year, I made triple what I used to make. And for the first time in a long time, I actually slept at night. No anxiety, no late-night calls from Greg about some emergency that wasn't even my fault. My clients respected the work. My team respected each other. I picked who we worked with, set the tone, ran the business like I wish someone had run Apex Point. Then one morning, sitting at my desk with coffee in hand, I saw it. A message from Greg. Subject: we should talk. I stared at Greg's email for a minute, then hit reply and typed, sure, call me at 4. At 4:01, my phone rang. He didn't waste time. Russ, thanks for taking the call. His voice didn't sound like the guy who used to hand out rejections with a smirk. He sounded like someone who'd just been chewed out and hadn't slept in days. We've lost 7 clients, he said, including Corwell and Eastland. I let the silence hang. We need change, he said, and we think that starts with you. That part actually made me laugh. I'm not asking you to come back in the same role, he added quickly. This would be different. Real authority. Real control. What are you offering? Partnership, Greg said. Equity stake. Full autonomy over consulting. Build your own division. You want your own team? Your own clients? Name it. Whatever you want. For a second, I didn't say anything, because I remembered. This was the fantasy. This was the thing I used to stay up wishing for. To finally be seen. to finally be respected. And now it was sitting right in front of me. But the truth, I didn't want it anymore. I didn't want to save Apex Point. I didn't want to walk back into a place that only saw my value when they couldn't breathe without me. I'd built something better for myself, for my people. Greg, I said, I appreciate the offer. Honestly, he sounded like he was about to exhale in relief. But I'm not interested. Silence. Russ, he said, you don't understand how bad it's gotten. I don't need to, I said. That's not my problem anymore. He tried one more time. If this is about the past, it's about the future, I said, and mine's already moving without you. I ended the call, and for the first time in years, I felt it. Peace. It's been 2 years. ForgeLine's not some bloated firm with layers of dead weight. We've got 14 employees, and every one of them earned their seat. We choose our clients, not the other way around. No ass-kissing, no performative team-building garbage, just real people solving real problems. Joel runs delivery now. Sharp, organized, cool under pressure. Watching him lead reminds me why I hired him in the first place. He just needed someone to believe in him. We brought in Cassie last fall, systems architect. Brilliant. Former boss told her she was too technical for leadership. She redesigned 2 client infrastructures in her first month. Funny thing, Tyler applied here last month. Sent me a long email about how he admired what I'd built. I passed. Not because I'm bitter. Honestly, I'm not. I just didn't see the fit. We don't need charm. We need competence. Apex Point's still around. Smaller, quieter, a shadow. Their website hasn't been updated in months. Most of the faces on the leadership page, gone. Greg stepped down 6 months ago. Word is, he's consulting now. Independent. Just like me. Last week I walked into our new office space. It's not flashy, just clean lines, whiteboards, solid desks, and strong Wi-Fi. Nothing fake, nothing fancy, but it's ours. I stood in the doorway and watched our team joke around between calls, whiteboard ideas, argue, laugh, collaborate like adults. No one looking over their shoulder. No one playing the game. And it hit me. This is what I was fighting for. Not the title, not the paycheck. Respect, ownership, freedom. The revenge wasn't walking away. It wasn't even winning the clients. The real win was proving to myself that I never needed them to begin with. If you're out there right now, sitting in a busted chair, waiting for someone to see your worth, stop. See yourself. Back yourself. Because sometimes the best thing you can do is stop begging for a seat at their table and build your own damn table.